Hey, today we are going to be going over the Daily Success Tracker. I'm going to share my screen with you a little bit about this as I share it. This is a tool to be used every day in your business. As you can see, it's called the Daily Success Tracker for Agents. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys an overview of how to use this tracker in your business and how you should use it every day. This is exactly what our team uses. And so if you want to start doing the daily activities and tracking your time and really building momentum in your business, this is how we do it. So the Daily Success Tracker, you can print these off black and white. If you need a different color, let me know. But I figured I'd make it colorful because people tend to like color, it tends to make them happier. But we're gonna jump right into this. So basically what we do is we print these out typically 5 times. So Monday through Friday, a different one every day. Important to track it every day. And so we use this to track points in our business because this is a way that we assess the agents and understand what's going on in their business. Where are they spending their time and where are their opportunities? So if you really want to grow your real estate business, especially with this market turning, this is a great way to do it. So this is called the Daily Success Tracker for Agents. This was basically, I had to make it for our agents and change it up a little bit. This is actually based off of Workman Success Systems, their daily tracker, their daily success tracker. That's why it may look very familiar, but I'm going to dig into what this is. So up top, your name and date. Of course, print this out every day, put your name on it, put your date. I know that sounds a little silly. And also, one quick note, if you use something like GoodNotes or anything like that, you can plug this into GoodNotes as well. So you've got your Daily Success Tracker for Agent. Number one is this dials area. And what we do is I put these up here because in real estate, in your business, everything we do is going to come down to making a dial, especially if you're prospecting. So this is not designed to track your marketing. This is not designed to train everything else going on, all the minutia in your business. This is designed to track the things that actually move the needle, the money producing activities, which is really prospecting. Okay, so this is focusing on the prospecting part. So making dials, this is outbound dials to leads or your sphere looking for business. This could be anyone. This would be an outbound reach. Qualifying, if you want to qualify the conversation, it's an outbound reach asking for business or touching base with the lead and discovering more about their home buying or home selling process and moving the needle in your business today, whether whether that's done through a CRM, which you can do, or it's done through just your cell phone. This is a great way to see how many dials you're making a day, because I guarantee you're probably not making enough. Number two right here is your activity tracker. This is important because it tracks every 30 minutes of your day starting from 7:30. And yes, we do write down when we spend family time. We write down our time that we get to the office, write down our time that we did. What did we do over the past 30 minutes or an hour? Am I sitting on Facebook or am I sitting on Instagram or social media? Or have I actually organized my morning to get after it and do prospecting? And so we'll time block. It's important to, and you don't have to be perfect doing this, but what this is going to do is this is going to bring awareness to how you're spending your time during your week. Because if you are a full-time agent, then you should be clocking a pretty good bit of time on here as far as in the business and prospecting. So this will go from 7:30 to 7:30 p.m. And this could be, and right here, this next column, this is your 61 profit points. And the reason why we call that is because we want to get you in a rhythm of thinking about the actual things that will build profit in your business, and that's making calls. And so this is not the same as dials. Calls is tracking actual conversations. Emails and texts, this is not a blast email. This is a email or text conversation where you sent an email and maybe someone, or a text message, and they only communicate with you through text, which a lot of clients do, and you're actually having a conversation. So we actually go for 61 points here because that's going to get you in your top rhythm. And I'll further explain that. So you get 1 point per actual phone call conversation, 1 point per actual email or text conversation, 2 points for handwritten notes. And these are handwritten notes. They could go to your sphere, to your past clients. This is just a great way to track, like, doing some things that are actually going to build business and build momentum. So you're doing handwritten notes. If you need any ideas for what kind of notes to be written, you can reach out to me, or I highly suggest is using ChatGPT and putting your thoughts in there and letting it create a note, a handwritten note that you're going to write down for your client or sphere. 2 homes, 1 client. This is for showings. If you've shown 2 homes to a client, you would give yourself 10 points. If you just showed 1 home to 1 client, I'd give yourself 5 points here. But it's just understanding that you're doing showings. So that would be something like you'd put here, or 1:30, like you've scheduled an appointment today and you're showing 2 homes. And it's really to give you an idea that really you need to be showing 2 homes when you go on a showing, not just 1. In other words, someone may raise their hands and use you as the key to get in the house, like if they call you through Zillow and stuff. But it's your job to be the professional. So I highly suggest looking and seeing if there's another home, or bringing that idea to the table to get them into more homes. Because a lot of times it's hard to sell the very first home you show somebody. It's good to give them an option or something to compare against. So that's why there's 2 homes for 1 client. Buyer and listing appointments. This is actually going on the appointments, not scheduling them. So if you have gone on an appointment that day, a buyer or a listing appointment, and of course you guys all know, if you want to use my office here on Dean Road for meeting with anybody, if you need to meet in an office, please use our office. Just give us a shout, give me a call or a text message. We'll make sure the room's open for you and you have everything available, even if you need a print. And then buyer and listing agreements. So this is per agreement that you get signed. So if you go on a listing appointment, that's 10 points. If you get your listing agreement signed at the appointment or later on that day through Dotloop or Authentisign, that would be 10 more points. So, or if you do a buyer presentation, they sign a ReCAD and a buyer agency agreement, that would be 10 points. If you're writing an offer for a client would be 10 points per client, per offer. So giving yourself 10 points there. If you go to a closing that day, that's 15 points right there. That's a huge one. That means you got paid. That's 15 points of rhythm. That means that you've been doing the activities that are creating success in your business and creating profit. Open houses, this is 10 points per hour. So most of the time, open houses are done for at least really 2 hours. So that'd be 20 points right there. We actually had an agent recently do an open house for, I think, 5 hours and got themselves 50 points in one day. And then door knocking. And so door knocking is not what everybody wants to do, but we do give a point per door. A good way to think about door knocking and kind of maximizing some of these activities is like, if you're doing an open house, you could go door knock the neighbors to let them know that you're doing the open house, introduce yourself, give them a card, make them aware that there may be people parking on the street, a little bit more activity in front of their homes, and not to be startled by that. And if they have any questions, or if someone blocks their driveway, here's my card, reach out to me, let me know. Also, I'll have the house open a little bit earlier than what it says on the sign. If you would like to stop by and get a private tour as a neighbor, I'd love to have that opportunity. So you're just opening up new opportunities for business and creating relationships. One more thing, one more time. This is really like if you're giving the real effort, and this is more of a, you have to hold yourself accountable for this one, this extra point a day, whether it's like, I'm about to leave, I haven't got any appointments or something, and I make one more call to my sphere, or if I make one more call, or if I call this last lead or this last minute thing, or I'm in the car and I'm about to pull in my driveway and I make one more dial, one more call, or one more door knock, that would be that extra point. And then of course, role playing and scripting is 15 points per half hour. So if you just do 5 minutes, give yourself, 5 points or whatever, but, or you do 10 minutes, give yourself 5 points. And so it's important to do role playing and scripting. If you are not with or around somebody that can do role playing with you, here's a couple options for you: is record it on your phone and listen to yourself without looking at it. That's a good way to hear yourself and hear all the subtleties in your voice and your inflection and how you're delivering your script. And listening to it over and over again will ingrain that in your brain. I know it's going to sound awkward, but over time, you're going to build that role-playing muscle, and it gets better and better and better. And the same thing if you record yourself in a mirror, or talk yourself in a mirror, record yourself on your phone and watch it without the voice. And watch your body language. How are you standing? Do you look confident? Do you look like you're presenting something that you actually really know? So those are some helpful points on role playing. Of course, right down here, you're going to put your total. And then going to this next column is prospecting times. This is what we want to track for sure. So if you're doing a session between 9:30 to 10:30, that'd be, tracking an hour. I'd put, your start time and your end time, and just being intentional. Once you become more intentional with your prospecting times, you will realize you have more time than you think to prospect and really move the needle. So if your closings are not where they're supposed to be, understand there's closings that happen every single day, and it's your decision whether you want to be in the room or not. So you have to do the activities. Doesn't matter if you're on a team or by yourself. Session 1 and session 2, I highly suggest 2 sessions a day. Your golden hours for prospecting, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, and that's the reason why I put 7:30 here. Starting your prospecting at 7:45 and calling for sell by owners and expireds, bar none, the best time to call them. And then also in the afternoon, when you are tired, drink some coffee and start prospecting at 4 p.m. And if you are feeling it, prospect from 4 to 6 p.m., catch people coming off work, picking up their kids after school. This is the time when people are available. You can call during the day. Prospecting is done at all times a day. So there's never really a bad time to do it. I'm just going to tell you the most highly the highest pickup hours are going to be between 7:30 to 8:30 and after 4 p.m. All right. Then you're prospecting. And then of course you're going to add up your total minutes called for both sessions and total that right here. And that'll be that day. And then your prospecting totals. This is where you're going to track your appointments that you've made and how many contacts. I like to put little tick marks here under contacts, and then I'll total that up at the end. How many appointments I've set, whether this could be anything, like any kind of appointment set, whether I set an appointment with my sphere to get coffee, another agent, anything like that. And then of course, like a lender lunch or coffee, you can put that here. Listing appointments set here and buyer appointments set here. So being intentional, maybe you say that you want to fill out all of these. Like I want one appointment for each one of these. And your goal every day needs to be to wake up and knowing that you are not hired by anybody in this business, and that your job is to get hired every single day. And my goal when I was new in the business was to get 2 appointments every day, no matter what. 2 appointments, it could happen in 10 minutes and I'd be done prospecting. And then I'd go have a little bit more fun during my day. Or if it took me all day and I'd only got 1 appointment, it is what it is, right? So just got to get after it. And then of course, right down here, pretty self-explanatory, your to-dos and notes. Anything you have to do, you can put like a B here, seller here, L for lender, past client. I tend to like to label things on the left side, and then I write out what the details are and just taking notes there. And then at the bottom, you're going to see this thing. It says 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day, and 3 hours a day. This is your prospecting times. This is proven. So if you're prospecting 1 hour a day, your business is just surviving. If you're prospecting 2 hours a day, that is growing. That means you're prospecting 10 hours a week. That's a solid amount of prospecting. You'll realize when you get really busy, 2 hours a day is like the perfect amount of time to continue to build momentum and see your business grow. And then 3 hours a day is considered breakthrough. This is your extra effort. So if you're new in the business, getting after 3 hours a day of prospecting, this is huge. And so let's talk a little bit more about prospecting in general and what that is. A few questions you may have that I have gotten about this success tracker is, Alex, where is my social media? Alex, where's some of the extra things I do? Well, we don't put those on here because this is all about lead generation and active lead generation. This is not passive lead generation. This is not recording a YouTube video. This is not commenting on someone's Facebook. Now, if I were to qualify anything on social media as actual prospecting, is that I would be on Facebook Messenger and messaging people directly to get a response. And I would be counting that as a text message, right? So I'd be doing a text message. Now, a couple things that are not on here is if you're doing like a buyer presentation and you're doing let's just say you do an open invite on Zoom, and you invite people to 1 hour every week to listen to how to buy a home or improve something, like some type of mastermind where someone can hop on and learn. I would totally consider that a presentation of some sort, or you can count it as an open house. But either way, that's an appointment for you or an open house. So either way, it's going to be 10 points. You can write that in. Also, if you're doing agent attraction, I typically write down agent in between here and I'll put 10 points per appointment I go on with an agent. Okay. Or if I set an appointment with an agent, I'd put it under here, appointment set. So that would be checked right there. And then, of course, I'd put the information there. But understand this is to create daily habits, start helping you realize what skills you need to do, how to get your mindset right when you wake up in the morning and you go, what do I need to do today? Rely on this daily success tracker and have a little bit of faith in what you're going to do. Okay. So that is all I'm going to say about the daily success tracker. I hope this helps you. I really want to see you succeed. Business is getting tougher. It's getting harder. You start doing the activities that are really going to move the needle in your business. And if you have any questions, or if you want to set up a coaching call to discover more about this daily success tracker, I want you to reach out to me. You can just go to alexacuff.com. My Calendly link is on there, and you can do a coaching call with me for 30 minutes, totally free. I'm more than happy to do it. I do it all the time with people. But if you're looking to build your mindset, your skills, and your habits, just reach out to me. I'd love to help you in any way I can. I hope you enjoyed this, and see the attachment in the email or wherever this is posted.